So always try to be better human being. زمونږ د معاشري حقیقت ډیر ګنده دی. زمونږ social history چا نه ده لیکلي. None bothered to write our social history. In our society, a criminal is honored, and it is my and your responsibility to address these things. None will come from the outside world to resolve our issues. Always consider yourself the owner of this world. People always laugh and they say that this is not my world, I haven't made it, and I am not responsible for what is happening in this world. No, when me and you are living in this world, every creature has a right upon us. If a bird is killed, we are responsible for that. If a human is suffered, we are responsible for it. This is our world. And Allah the Almighty didn't send us as slaves of criminal to this world. Allah sent us as His second, His naib to this world. So we are the representatives of Allah on this earth, and this is our responsibility to follow the Allah rules and regulation given to us. And that regulation is based on honesty, dignity, decency, and honor. There were two superpowers in the world we lived in. One was Russia and the other was America. We didn't live in an Islamic caliph rule. The Russians failed and the Americans succeeded up to some extent. I'm not saying morally, religiously, but economically, they were a little bit better than Russia. Do you know why? Because Russia didn't give options to its people. America gave options to the people. And what is option? Option is democracy, equal rights. And if you give equal rights to the people of a country, then obviously better decision will come out. I am a Pashtun, I am a Muslim. I am not following the European democracy, the Russian communism, or anyone's secularism. My religion, my system will be Islamic and Pashtun. And do you know, the Pashtun democratic system is much, much better than the modern European democracy. The major flaw in the modern European democracy is लोगों को गिना करते हैं, तोला नहीं करते. But when you ask the Pashtun elders, they first used to weigh the people. They used to select the dignified, the bold people for the Jarga. And that Jarga will then decide issues democratically. Your land, the subcontinent, was once the golden bird of the world. The British didn't come here to see corruption. They didn't come to see our dirt heaps. In those days, India was the richest region on this earth. And what was the reason for the richness? They had their own system. When Lord Macaulay investigated the Indian subcontinent, he told the British people that they are such people that the justice for which we have huge courts, huge systems, we are paying a lot of people for the justice system, but those people of the subcontinent are sitting under a tree without any office, and in 5 minutes they decide cases of murder, they decide cases of deputy, and they decide cases of any issue without spending a single penny and in the best possible way. Secondly, their dresses are unique, their foods are unique, they are the richest people on this earth. And the only way to subdue these people, to conquer these people, to invade these people, we will have to change their culture. And what we did, yow tang partug, aw yow land kamis, zamung nahar sayir ka. Yow tang partug e gusti, yow land kamis e gusti, mangwayo da alamada. Alamad di tanwi, alamad di tawi, چې د جهان خلق راشي او پتا باور وکړي. The trust is more in Europe and America than us, but their trust is commercial. Our trust should be commercial as well as spiritual. They are giving you trust because you are buying things from their market. If their marketplace is not trustworthy, then you are not buying anything from them. So their trust is commercial. It is our religious duty to be trustworthy. So I appreciate those people that at least the British, the American, the Europeans, they are sincere to their people because they have developed their economies, and we have not done that, and we should do that. Another important thing, nationalism. Listen to this carefully. Whenever we talk of nationalism, and people send a lot of messages to a Pakistan citizen portal regarding me, that he is teaching nationalism, he is promoting Pashto, he is doing this, he is doing that, he is working for the UK. Our nationalism is a clear-cut philosophy. Our nationalism is not Nazism. Our nationalism is that if we are not sincere with our brothers, we can't be sincere with our neighbors. If we are not sincere with our neighbors, then we cannot be sincere with our neighboring villages. If we are not sincere with the neighboring villages, we cannot be sincere with the neighboring countries. And if we are not sincere with the neighboring countries, we can never develop a humane, a livable, a peaceful world. Our nationalism is that. Secondly, our elders were blamed for secularism. And I always used to say that secularism is something like sin. No, our secularism was not ladiniyat. Our secularism was that we are considering all the people on earth equal. We are not discriminating people on the basis of religion, caste, or any other differences. So please note that Pashtuns are the most developed people culturally. Pashtuns are culturally the most developed people, but we have been blamed as criminal, as militants, and in different names. We are not like that. We are peaceful people, we are talented people. People are blaming Pashtuns for being Taliban, but they never say that the first communism rooted here because of the Pashtuns in Afghanistan. Nur Muhammad Tarake was a Kochi Pashtun. Babrak Karmal was a Pashtun. Najibullah was a Pashtun. And you name them and all were Pashtuns. So if on the one hand, I am a Talib, I never denounce Talibanization. I appreciate them because they are sticking to their religion. And if they are following the true Islam, then I am with them. But if somebody is using fundamentalism in a negative manner, then we are against that. Similarly, if communism is for the betterment of a society, we are not objecting to that. But being Muslim, why my Islam is not there? I should ask. So, communism, capitalism, earthly, worldly systems, whether they are secularism, they are capitalism, or they are communism, they have been devised by the genius people on earth. They are not something cruel, dirty, or something backward. Genius people made this system. But Islam, we consider it far better than all these because it is from God. We are not against any system or religion in this world, but we are against those who are objecting others. So we should be democrats, we should be equal, we should honor each other, and that will be the best way to move forward in the modern world. We shouldn't be criminals, we shouldn't be militants. And look into the history of Pashtuns in the Second World War. When the Germans stuck in Russia, only Afghanistan was the non-aligned country in the whole Second World War. And they were given protection in Afghanistan. And when the war ended and the Russian wanted them, the Afghan regime refused and the Germans were sent to Germany. So we are such credible people on this earth, and we should look into our history and come back and go along with the world. We are not less than anyone. I always tell my students that don't be proud, don't be Pharaoh and Karun, but never consider yourself less than anyone, because you are equal human being, you are talented people, and you can do whatever that most talented person on earth can do. So never consider yourself weak or backward. We are neither backward, we are neither nor weak. Always be strong and stand for your rights, stand for your culture, and stand for your identity.